real quick, what hearsay is, it sounds simple. It sounds like I hear something and then I say that something back. So it's like playing the game of telephone. But hearsay is not allowed only when the object of the hearsay is intended, like the statement that they're repeating is intended to prove the truth of the matter asserted. So you can actually, people testify about hearsay evidence all the time because it's admissible unless it's being used to prove the truth of something. So if the proposition of did Johnny Depp beat Amber Heard is the proposition, and you say, did you hear someone talking about Johnny Depp beating Amber Heard? If that's the proposition, then that's not acceptable. That's not allowed, right? However, if the hearsay is because you're trying to develop a present sense impression. So, why did you run to the apartment? Well, I heard Johnny Depp was beating Amber Heard. I wanted to run and make sure that was okay. Well, there was hearsay, but it's not explaining that he was doing it. It's explaining why you're running to the apartment. So that's one of the big distinctions here. They're playing fast and loose with the hearsay objections. They're winning some of them, so they're going to keep doing it. And they're also doing it with the character and prior acts evidence.
Like you said, that runs that risk of making the jury wonder what the hell you're trying to hide.
Yeah, right. And because that's what I want to know. And that's why I said they're scared of her. I wouldn't think they would be, like, based on her early testimony. Okay, she's testifying about how bad his mom was. His mom being bad doesn't mean that Amber Heard is bad. I guess it means he might stay around, but none of that proves that she was bad to Johnny Depp, right? So it seems very safe, but then they started objecting even back then. Then they want to object to her talking about stuff that she would obviously know as a business manager, as a president of a company. Well, how would you know how many rooms that were booked? I booked them, right? And when they did that, she gets to point out, no, I actually do know this man, my brother, very, very well. I'm very intertwined with his life and how it's been going. And I am conscious of these things because they happen around me because I'm always there. That hurts the defense, I think. And I don't think that those objections were super helpful because she got to explain that a little bit more clearly.
Cars, drivers, I would make sure that there was an extra hotel room, for trips when they would go.
Why did you make sure there was an extra hotel room when Johnny and Miss Heard went on trips together?
Because they're...
Objection to the extent that the answer calls for hearsay.
It's not hearsay.
I don't believe it does.
Okay, that's fine.
Not what did Johnny tell you?
Thank you. I booked the extra hotel rooms because if Johnny was at home or anywhere like that, he was able to, if they argued, he was able to leave the room, leave the argument, and go like he's always done and hide in a different room to get away from it. When
he had to book 2 hotel rooms because she's such a bitch. That's amazing.
That's jacked up, man.
And we booked the hotel rooms. I wanted to make sure that there was an extra room, because it wasn't unusual, for them to have an argument. So I wanted to make sure that there was an extra room.
Did your brother ever have occasion to use that extra room that you booked for him?
Yes.
Objection, foundation.
All right. I'll sustain his foundation if you want to lay a foundation.
I think the foundation was she made all of the travel. Well, I can actually lay it through some other questions as well. She was personal manager. Whose idea was it?
They're very scared of her testimony.
An extra room for your brother when he traveled.
It was my idea.
And why did you do that?
It was my idea because, I saw a repeat happening in life when we were kids and
oh man,
arguments.
I observed it. The thing you objected to earlier, I watched it happen in real time.
And, get away from it. And since I recognized what felt to be a pattern that was a repeat pattern from his childhood. I wanted to make sure that there was a place that he could do just that.
Witnessed any occasions on which Ms. Heard wasn't nice to your brother?
I have, actually.
Would
I
you
have.
please describe those to the jury?
Yeah. We had, I had on one occasion, because this one really stayed with me. On one occasion, I was at the office and I'd had a meeting with
Get those eye rolls in.
who had wanted to sit with Johnny and talk about, working together. And Amber had come in and asked if she was interrupting us, and we said no, and we weren't supposed to really talk about the meeting with anyone. But Johnny told Amber that I had just had a meeting with Dior, and that they were interested in him. Her reaction to that was she was in disbelief and sort of disgust, because she said, Dior, why would Dior want to do business with you? They're about class and they're about style, and you don't have style. So it was a
Damn, what a monster.
insulting kind of taking away that one moment. That insult is there.
You can't object to that as hearsay
I've
because
seen-
it was said
I've seen
by
the
Amber
insults.
Heard.
Multiple times, actually.
What, if anything, did you hear Ms. Heard say about Mr. Depp's physical appearance?
She called him an old fat man.
Rip. And that's an exception to the hearsay rule that I should explain as well. If the hearsay statement is a statement from the opposing party and the statement is against that party's interest, it is admissible through hearsay evidence, because she's not going to come out and say, well, didn't you say this? She didn't say anything, right? She doesn't answer that question, or she mitigates and equivocates. But if she directly told, or if someone overhears her directly telling that to Johnny Depp, yeah, why would they hire you? You're disgusting heap of trash. That is against her interest, again, because this is about her defaming him and trying to ruin him. And therefore it's admissible at that point. And in the same way, anything that Johnny Depp, someone, has heard him say to them or overheard him say about Amber Heard, in the same way, those statements would be admissible too.
Did they appear to get along?
Objection, Your Honor. Vague and leading.
All right, I'll sustain this to leading. All right, next question.
How is that leading? Just because
Did
it's a
you
yes or
ever
no
witness
does
them
not make it
arguing?
leading. It has to suggest the answer.
All right, I'll sustain this. I'll sustain this to leading.
How? She could say yes or no.
What was your reaction upon hearing from your brother that he was going to marry Ms. Heard?
I was scared. I was devastated, actually, that it was going to happen as quickly as it was being pushed for. I actually tried to talk him into just waiting a little bit longer, just a little bit, and not rushing.
She tried to save you, Johnny.
Punching. It's one of the places punching. As people.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Basically, I had a pretty nasty injury. The first bottle went just past my ear, and the second one was a larger bottle, and she threw it from about this distance. And it smashed into the bar, which and this finger, the tip of the finger was severed. All the bone in here was completely shattered. I mean, it looked like Vesuvius.
And personally, Johnny is one of the most soulful and kind-hearted and gentle humans that I know. So to see him get transformed into a man
There have been conversations
She ain't
about
nothing but a
a
gold digger.
prenuptial agreement that had been going
Call her
on
that in the
for a
documents.
while. And as the
If the
date was
shoe fits.
approaching,
Smash the like button. So thank you. Thank you.